I think Elon is a maestro of raising barriers to entry with innovation, which that is so much faster than anyone else. Why? Because he's so first principles physics driven in his analysis of how to approach a new idea. Very often we just look at what he does, not exactly what he's saying, which can often be a distraction, or it can be an advertisement for his cars or for.
They predicted that Tesla would never turn a profit 5 years ago. It will never reach 100, 200,000 deliveries annually. They added, we are now discussing 2 million. It's a question of when, not if, for robotaxis. And I think that this accelerates, which is why, and the stock shows that. Although they have faced challenges, Musk and Tesla are now in a different position. And notice that there will undoubtedly be noise outside. How will he manage to keep everything in balance? You want to see him becoming more active as a Tesla investment, especially in the White House. He will have a powerful seat. Tape a whisper. Indeed, it's the autonomous component, in my opinion. One may argue that full self-driving, autonomous is the most underappreciated AI product available on the market right now. Additionally, I believe that autonomous, cybercab, and the timeline may be expedited by 2 to 3 years, which is significant because some of the components of the stock could increase the valuation by $1 trillion just by that. Additionally, your annual income may be 20-30% higher than it is now if they truly implement the vision I have, which goes beyond autonomous and artificial intelligence. I believe it to be conservative. In reality, it's more about the software penetration in Teslas. It alters the whole business model from the standpoint of FSD. And no, I believe Musk's wager of all time was on Trump, since he will take a major seat at the table about the tariffs on China. When it comes to any kind of back and forth tariff, I fully anticipate there to be carve outs in relation to Tesla and Apple, particularly on the AI trade. In China, Musk has, in my opinion, been a CEO 90% of the time and a politician 10% of the time. If you look back, China just had a record quarter. Therefore, I don't think China will be a major obstacle. Overall, I believe this changes the plot significantly. Being a strategic advisor to Trump rather than merely a whisper will require him to perform yet another balancing act between SpaceX, Tesla, Boring Company, and other companies. But in my opinion, investors will accept that since Musk has a strategic perspective and, in my opinion, a strategic chair in the White House, which is important for autonomous and AI. More importantly, though, is that the largest regulatory obstacle they have faced from an AI honor perspective is beginning to fade. And a crucial component of the value is that in the end, I see this as opening up $1 trillion in AI and autonomous capabilities for Tesla. There is more to Tesla's remarkable success than merely watching from the sidelines. With the most recent information on Tesla, stock price targets, innovation, and all things Elon Musk, Seeking Alpha is the one-stop shop for Tesla bulls and those with an eye for finding the next big thing in the stock market. Our channel may get a commission if a customer makes a purchase after clicking on the affiliate links in the description. For the only reason that Trump's victory alters the entire situation for Musk, Tesla, autonomous, and FSD, they will continue to have problems with states. It's not going to be a completely smooth ride. However, since Trump arrived in the White House a week ago, the stock has changed significantly. Therefore, I don't think Musk will accept a formal cabinet post. He will be referred to as an AI ambassador. He will, I believe, be extremely strategic in very important areas like his technology, tariffs, and artificial intelligence. However, I don't see any problems with the sale of stock from a cabinet standpoint. Furthermore, from a tech standpoint, whether you're an Apple or NVIDIA investor, Musk's influence on AI and tariffs regarding China may sound strange, but there is really a sense of comfort in his being at the table rather than a 202, bureaucrat. Therefore, Musk has a significant seat at the table and will continue to do so under a Trump administration. I'm not only referring to the Doge, and in my opinion, this is a game changer in terms of what may eventually come from behind, because there is $1 trillion in value in autonomous and artificial intelligence alone when you consider the regulatory web that has, in my opinion, actually blocked some of that potential. And I don't think that about $2 trillion 0 cents is absurd when we start looking over the next 12 to 18 to 24 months. It could be conservative to some degree, in my opinion. Musk made a move on Trump that will be remembered for a lifetime. He and Tesla will now simply be the major beneficiaries. When it comes to all of the Twitter antics and concerns about, losing focus, I believe that obviously did not occur. Therefore, there's greater comfort there now because you want him to be more active on the government side. Big tech and Tesla both benefit from his increased involvement because in the end, it is connected when you claim it's like Apple and unrelated, because guess who's going to have a major seat at the table when it comes to tariffs on China? Musk will be the one, because there will be, I genuinely think, carve outs for Apple, Tesla, and a portion of the supply chain. Regarding NVIDIA, I believe that Cook is one of the only two who has been able to successfully negotiate the political tightrope in Beijing, in contrast to him. In regards to Musk, no one has a strong rapport with President Xi and is aware of the dynamics in China. This is why, in my opinion, we are about to enter a golden age of technology, one that will be especially prosperous for Tesla and Musk. For that reason, everything changes when Trump is elected. You see, the FTC is going to take action. The general opinion is that, from a street viewpoint, M&A will increase dramatically. I believe it's a champagne moment because of this. In the AI party, which lasts till 4 o'clock IM, it is still 10 PM. Yes, there has undoubtedly been a setback. However, I would think that we are beginning to trough out, and you're beginning to notice progress, particularly in China, but also in the United States. Tesla just had one of their best quarters ever in China, after all. The important point to note, Paul, is that Trump will likely attack the EV tax credits as one of his first action. The tax credits are going to be revoked. Therefore, that is bad for EVs and bad for GM, Ford, and Detroit 313. However, it's encouraging for Musk and Tesla, since they have the unrivaled scale and breadth to profit off a car that costs about $35,000, 0 cents. No one else can. Musk action is a game changer because autonomous technology will advance faster in the next 2 to 3 years, I believe. The crucial component for Tesla, the AI, is, in my opinion, worth $1 trillion on its own. And if you look at the federal agency side, you'll see that in essence, the teachers were government agencies. The pupil was Musk. Let's say he was detained. He's now the principal. It's a tremendous type of seat at the table as this all unfolds. Additionally, I see this as a game changer for Tesla and Musk in terms of unlocking value. However, Musk in particular will continue to have an impact. I anticipate more of it, particularly in regards to AI and China. I believe that Musk will be seated there when NIH knocks on the door, and see, this is only the beginning. And I believe that the autonomous component, which is, in my opinion, the crucial element for Tesla from an AI standpoint, is what the stock is beginning to represent, Kelly, which is why you truly own it here. A value of trillions of dollars is now accelerated. Furthermore, autonomy isn't the only thing you'll observe presently. I do think Tesla, along with Apple and a few others, will be carved out in China, even when it comes to taxes. It hasn't been prime time, in my opinion, in part because of the regulatory spiderweb that will be accelerated by this. And in the end, when Musk answers the door, it completely alters Tesla's narrative. Musk goes from, he was iced out, correct? Again, like the Biden administration froze him out. In the end, I believe that there are two areas. First, EV tax credits have been completed, which is a major blow to Ford, GM, and Detroit. In terms of scale and breadth, this is another that eventually works against EVs but favors Tesla. Autonomous viewpoint, who stands to gain? In the end, I suppose Uber and others want to follow the same course that China is on.